So yeah, music stuff is plodding along, clip clop, clip clop. But I think that's the speed of progress in a life that's balanced, and in a life where I'm still a dad and a husband, and I don't completely ignore my family. In fact, I've got this song idea that I need to flesh out sometime when I'm feeling inspired, but it's actually kind of like it's like a bittersweet song. And I think the title would be Busy Writing Love Songs. And the notion of the tune is this, it's kind of a relationship that falls apart because one of the, the character in the song is always trying to be creative in expressing his love for, his partner. But time is ticking by, and he's in his room studying, or writing and recording, instead of actually being there to live life with the ones he loves. There you go. In a nutshell, that's kind of my dilemma. I'm so addicted to making music, and it's something that I've been working hard at setting myself up at being decent at. And I love the moments of inspiration and feeling something start from scratch and from nothing, and you end up with a cool song that'll maybe resonate with somebody out there. But if all I did was write love songs, then there would be no relationship to write about. So that's kind of the balance that I try to strike, is live a lot of life outside of just making music. And then you'll have something, good to sing about, and you won't feel guilty that you've spent your whole life, just trying to write a love song. An empty, it's like the image is like an empty waste paper basket next to a desk, and a songwriter with a piano or a guitar there, and he's writing down something, and he's like, oh, this song doesn't work, it's not perfect, and he crumples up the paper and he throws it in the trash can. And the woman in my mind's eye is like, hey, it's time for dinner, and he's like, okay, I'll be there, I'll be right there, honey. And then the wife, and let's make it really personal. The wife and two daughters have their hot steaming plates of lasagna, and the wife kind of pours herself a glass of wine and looks over and optimistically pours him a glass of wine and sets it down, and his plate is over there. But then he's over, oh, just a couple more minutes, honey, just a couple more minutes. And then he's scribbling through and rewriting verse 2 of the perfect love song. And he's trying to figure it out on the piano, and then he's like, that doesn't feel quite right, let me change the key. And he's humming along, and then the clink of silverware on plates in the other room, and the wife is talking to the kids, and then the kids they finish up and they run off, and the wife is like, hey, your food's getting cold, the lasagna's best when the cheese is melty. And he's like, okay, thank you, honey, I'll be right there. And he's like, oh, and I can relate. There's these moments where you're actually kind of frustrated that life is in the way. You're like, hey, I'm in the creative process here. I'm never gonna be anything if I don't ever sit with my muse and let it flow through me and try to be creative. And then he's kind of angrily, snaps the point of his pencil when he's trying to write verse 3, and he's, okay, well, that's a sign that I should probably stop for a little bit. He slams his pencil down and walks away, and now the waste paper basket has, like, it's half full of crumpled pieces of paper of half songs, and the intention behind the song is to express this undying, like, beautiful love. But meanwhile, the reality to everyone else is, hey, dick, you just missed your dinner, and he goes out there, and the wife she's already done the dishes, and she very lovingly, like, puts some saran wrap over the plate of lasagna. And then he goes out there and he has to reheat it, and then he sits down and eats by himself, and his girls have gone to bed, and his wife is doing whatever, reading her magazine in bed alone. And then, day after day of that, you'd end up having a horrible life, even if you found that perfect love song. So yeah, the idea is that's kind of a sad idea, but it's a cautionary tale. That's why sad songs and sad stories are important, because I think we can glean some wisdom from them. So I've got just this notion of a song, and it's actually kind of terrifying to write, because I'm gonna have to drill down into some of those places where I feel a little guilty about giving so much time to my creative muse. And kind of exploring some of those darker facets of having a creative output and a creative life, along with a family life. But yeah, I'm not too worried about myself. I think I'm striking a pretty decent balance. That's why I'm doing this at 8:40 in the morning now.